Ram head coach Chuck Knox has the looks befitting a matinee idol. What's more, he has a superb cast complete with stars and supporting players. The result is that the Los Angeles Rams are the top entertainment attraction in Southern California. And once again, after a 2-year hiatus, the Los Angeles Coliseum is the place to be on Sunday afternoons. The unbeaten Rams already have a 2-game lead over their arch rival to the north, San Francisco. What's more, they have a plethora of statistics to support their lofty status. They have the best running attack in the National Conference. Larry McCutcheon and Jim Bertelsen rank 2nd and 5th, respectively. This has given them exceptional ball control, and John Hadl has thrown sparingly. He's a leading passer in the NFC by far and has completed over 73% of his throws. In fact, the Rams have been so successful at controlling the ball with Hadl, McCutcheon, and Bertelsen operating behind football's most experienced offensive line that the team has averaged merely 3 punts per game, an amazingly low number. Despite all the activity outside the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum on a beautiful 90-degree day last Sunday, the main focus was inside the stadium where the Rams met the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas, coming off a defeat at the hands of the Redskins, was determined to win to keep pace with Washington. Their task was a difficult one, for the Rams are revamped in every phase. New owner, new coach, new quarterback, and new uniforms. The philosophy isn't new, for it's a winning one. And so far in 1973, the Rams have yet to know defeat. This is the NFL Game of the Week, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas began on offense, and their first series was spent with Roger Staubach dodging blue jerseys. The Rams ranked number 1 in rushing defense in their conference, and Dallas planned to do considerable passing, but Staubach had no time to throw. The passing game was prominent in the Ram game plan because Chuck Knox felt the Cowboys' defensive strength was against the run. So in their first series, John Hadl put the ball in the air despite the fact he has the top running game in the conference. Knox's strategy paid off quickly when Hadl reared back and let it fly to Harold Jackson on the 20. The result was a 63-yard touchdown and a Los Angeles lead. A repeat of the bomb shows how far Jackson beat number 41, cornerback Charlie Waters, on the play. Waters was the victim several times, and the Cowboys lost to Washington the week before, so the matchup between the swift Jackson and the embattled Waters would be one to watch all afternoon. On the ensuing kickoff, number 40, Les Strayhorn, a rookie from East Carolina, was hit hard and gave up the football. Steve Priest recovered it, and the Rams had a major break in Dallas territory. Several plays later, on 3rd and 12, Hadl went to Jackson again for the touchdown. The Rams had scored twice in 2 minutes. Let's take another look at the score by the smallest but fastest Ram, Harold Jackson. This kind of speed at wide receiver is something the Rams have been missing for several years. Jackson, of course, joined the team just this year in the Roman Gabriel trade, although he was originally drafted by Los Angeles. They gave him up in 1968 in George Allen's worst trade as Ram coach. For the remainder of the first quarter, the blue and gold defense simply teed off on the Cowboys' attack and stopped them at every turn. Ram defense was playing tough, stopping the run, getting to Staubach before he could pass. However, Dallas was not held scoreless, for late in the quarter, a Hadel sideliner was picked off by Mel Renfro on the Ram 30. Dallas narrowed the gap to 7, 14-7. With time for one play in the first period, Hadel again tried for Jackson on the bomb and reached him, but the ball was out of bounds. Still, it showed Jackson would be available whenever needed, and sure enough, on the third play of period 2, the Hadel-Jackson combine worked again for a 67-yard touchdown. Now the Rams led again by 14. Los Angeles' game plan was pure perfection, and Hadel and Jackson were perhaps reminding the Coliseum crowd of the famed 50s partnership of Norm Van Brocklin to Elroy Hirsch. Hadel to Jackson, 21, Dallas 7. Down by 2 touchdowns, the Dallas offense, so far held scoreless, finally came to life on the first series of the second quarter. Disdaining the run, Staubach went to Otto Stowe on 2 consecutive plays that covered 17 yards each. Watching the graceful, talented Stowe, who played in the shadow of Paul Warfield, it makes one wonder how the Miami Dolphins let him get away. After an interference penalty put the ball in Ram land, Staubach hit Stowe for the 3rd straight time, this one for 26 yards on the 8th. On one of the few successful running plays in this entire ball game, Calvin Hill circled left end for the touchdown that brought the Cowboys to within 7 points, 21-14. But Dallas's hopes were quickly dashed on their next series when rookie Jim McMillan, number 41, made a seemingly easy interception. An isolated look at Roger Staubach on the play shows why his throw was off target. The Rams were not about to overlook the gift, and the man who capitalized on it was again Harold Jackson. The 36-yard pass play was his 4th touchdown of the first half. Things were going so well for Los Angeles that even a fumbled snap on the extra point attempt didn't deter them. Los Angeles 28, Big D 14. The Los Angeles scoreboard was not operating today, but it was the only thing not working for the Rams so far in the game. The Ram defense didn't even have the chance to go back on field, for on the kickoff, rookie Strayhorn again fumbled, and the Ram offense had its 2nd straight gift. This time, Los Angeles was forced to settle for a field goal, but the score continued to mount, 31-14. Incredibly, the Dallas gift-giving continued, as on the first play, Staubach threw another interception. For the fourth time in this half, their generosity led to a score. Again, it was a field goal, and the Ram tally now totaled an amazing 34 points against one of football's finest defenses. After the game, quarterback John Hadle said the first and second quarters were the two best of his career. Harold Jackson said Hadle was the finest passer he had ever had throw to him. And Charlie Waters, Jackson's defender, said of his nemesis, he's not all pro, he's all world. To their fans, the Rams looked unbeatable as they went to the locker room with a 20-point lead over Dallas. Trailing 34-14, Dallas came out for the second half, a bowed but not a beaten team. Another loss would place them one game behind the Redskins in the NFC East. On the other hand, Chuck Knox stoked the Rams' fire, aware his team might fall into the trap of overconfidence and complacency. Dallas went back to basics on their first possession. They would bridge the 20-point deficit with measured strides, not giant leaps. A sweep by Robert Newhouse netted Dallas a first down. Then Staubach drove a fist into the soft spot of the Ram zone with a pass to Billy Joe Dupree. Another look at Dupree's reception reveals why the Cowboys are so pleased with their #1 draft choice. At 6'4", 230 pounds, the fleet rookie from Michigan State gives Dallas their first game-breaking tight end. On 2 plays, Staubach worked over the right side of the Rams. First, he hit Otto Stowe with a square out. Then he ran a sweep with Hill tucked snug behind guards Blaine Nye and John Nyland. Switching the attack to the other side, Calvin Hill followed his matched pair of pulling guards to another Dallas first down. Staubach then went for 6, but his pass dribbled out of the fingers of Otto Stowe. A second angle reveals that Stowe had clearly beaten veteran cornerback Charlie Stukes. The mechanics of the play were letter perfect. The end result was an incompletion. Stowe's failure did not erase Staubach's confidence in his abilities, and on the very next play, Roger rifled a touchdown to him between 2 defenders. Stowe's brilliant catch narrowed the Rams' lead to 34-21, and it was up to the Doomsday defense to summon up their old blood and thunder. Doomsday rose up and crunched the Rams' Jim Bertelsen. It was euphoric to the lone Cowboy fan, who was but a needle in a forest of Ram backers. Back on the attack, Staubach spurred the Cowboy comeback onward with a screen pass to Hill. The success of the last play resulted from a block from Rodney Wallace, number 71. Wallace replaced injured All-Pro tackle Rayfield Wright in the second half and consistently provided a sturdy convoy for Dallas's setbacks. Inside the 25, the Rams stiffened and out-toughed Dallas. Newhouse was dropped for a loss, and with it 4th and 1, the Cowboys lost the desperate gamble of a desperate team, and now Cowboy hopes seemed down to the nub. Los Angeles finally disdained a grind-down-the-clock offense and reverted to their first-half strategy. Off play action, Hadel connected with Jackson for 44 yards. Jackson's 7th catch of the day netted him an incredible 238 yards gained receiving. But the Rams penetrated no further, and on 4th down they called on David Ray, who booted the Rams into a 37-21 lead. Mike Montgomery and Otto Stowe, the 2 Cowboy wide receivers, worked out an intricate pattern to penetrate the Rams secondary. So trailing by 16 points, Staubach tried to swallow up the Rams secondary in one big gulp, but his bomb to Stowe flew 2 strides too long. With a 3rd and 3 on his 27, Staubach gave the ball to Hill, and all craziness broke out. The momentarily crazed Hill sanely returned the ball to Staubach, in effect saying, "You called the play, now you salvage it." Roger almost did. Billy Joe Dupree's costly muff cost Dallas a 1st down, and they were forced to punt. Mike Montgomery launched a shot to the sun, and blinded by the glare, Jim Bertelsen fumbled the fair catch, and the Cowboys' Jim Arneson recovered on the Rams' 23. Dallas had 15 minutes to turn the game around, and so the combined Cowboy Brain Trust searched for a ray of hope, a brainstorm that would burst into a needed touchdown. On a flanker reverse, number 71 Rodney Wallace screened out the defensive end, and Otto Stowe scooted behind number 61 Blaine Nye. An all-out blitz left Stowe with the man-to-man coverage of Ram rookie Sweet Eddie McMillan. Stowe soured Sweet Eddie, and with 13 minutes remaining, Dallas trailed Los Angeles 37-28. Stowe came to Dallas in trade with the Miami Dolphins, and his emergence as the big play receiver has overcome the retirement of Lance Allworth and the temporary loss of Bob Hayes to injury. Hadel protected his 9-point cushion with a routine square out to Jack Snow, but Charlie Waters snaked through with a sparkling interception. Waters' return not only set Dallas up nicely at the Ram 24, but it momentarily cleansed the tarnished skills of the young cornerback who so often had been the fall guy of Ram strategy. With 12 minutes left, another Ram blitz freed Calvin Hill, who powered to the 10-yard line. Watch the false flow of left guard John Nyland, number 76, who took one false step to the right, then peeled back to lead Dupree on a tight end around. Inside the 5, the Rams towed out, and even Walt Garrison's determined charge on 3rd down could not dent the end zone. So on 4th down, with 9½ minutes remaining, Tony Fritsch kicked Dallas to within a touchdown at 37-31. With exactly 5 minutes left, Dallas reclaimed the ball, and on a reverse screen pass, Hill exploded to the Cowboys' 35. Number 73, Ralph Neely, drove Fred Dreyer out of Staubach's pocket. But with all receivers blanketed, Roger was forced to flee. Staubach's 10-yard scramble gave Dallas a first down at their 45, but 2 incomplete passes brought up a third down with less than 3 minutes remaining. Behind fail-safe protection, Rodgers stepped up and threw right into the hands of defensive back Al Clark, number 44. Clark's interception kissed off the Cowboys' fleeting hopes of victory as Los Angeles ran out the clock and won 37-31. For undefeated Los Angeles, their 5th straight victory kept them securely atop the NFC Western Division, while for Dallas, their 2nd straight defeat riveted them in 2nd place in the NFC East. Under head coach Chuck Knox, the Rams have blossomed into a team of championship caliber sooner than anyone had expected. But it is a long road to the Super Bowl, a road paved smooth by their explosive offense, but a road made rocky by an uncertain defense. But after 5 games, they are on a straight course, full steam ahead to Houston in January.